With me now is Dr. Suzanne Leal and Dr. Michael Nothnagel. They're co-organizers and moderators of a session here at ASHG 2016. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today. So your session is called Beyond DNA Fingerprinting, Novel Developments in Forensics. So maybe start with you, Michael. Give us an overview quickly of what the session is all about.
I would think the classic view in forensic and genetic in forensics is that you use it for DNA fingerprinting, but in the past 10 years a lot of new developments have taken place, and we hope that this session kind of reflects some of these novel developments. So that's the prediction of externally visible characteristics, that's the use of methylation data to determine age, and that's also the use of analyzing microbiota data to infer a couple of different things, just like age, time of death. Yeah.
Why is it important to use genetics in forensics?
Well, there's many things that you could learn. So first of all, on a crime scene, often information has bias by people that observed an event. And there's a lot of information that you could not get otherwise. So, for example, a lot of times originally they would try to link a biological sample to a related individual or to somebody they had on file, so they had information on file. But now now they can actually characterize the person. So you could tell something about, say, the age of the person using methylation data. You could tell about their hair color, their eye color, and so there is a lot of information that you can obtain. And this area is quite new, being able to actually build up a profile on the individual.
And where do forensics and genetics share synergy?
Oh, there's a lot of synergy because they use many of the same techniques. Say, characterizing a person, we use a lot of information on ancestry and genetics. Methylation is also used. The microbiome is used in genetics, but here it's used for a different purpose, to have the time of death. And there are some things in forensics that are also very useful in genetics. For example, working with trace amounts of DNA is very useful also for human genetics, especially for ancient DNA.
Yeah, I can imagine. Michael, what is a major focus of ongoing forensic research of externally visible characteristics?
So in the past it was basically people tried to predict from genetic information this color of your skin, the color of your hair, the color, maybe facial reconstruction, but all these predictions were done separately. And now the major focus for the years to come is to be expected that people want to consider all these different traits together and also exploit correlations between those.
And what do you hope that attendees take away from the session?
My hope is that we kind of can raise awareness of these new novel developments in forensics, that people see that there are other applications outside of human genetics for using these genetic data, and perhaps that we could foster some collaborations between human geneticists working with kind of the same data and people working in forensics.
Absolutely. And what about you, Suzanne?
I think that maybe, there's always a lot of excitement about forensic because of television shows and whatnot. But I think some, like maybe the genetics field, they're not all that knowledgeable of some of these newer techniques. And so I hope that they can really see the crossover between what they're doing and maybe some methods that they might be able to use that are more commonly used in forensic than in the human genetics field.
Well, it's great that you both are here to shed some light on it. Thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy the rest of the annual meeting.